Hello again and welcome to this second use case scenario for Web Screen Configurator. In this example, we're going to show you the solution to a problem with employment dates in the personnel record. So the example here is that in the position register, we have a position FIN 1000, financial controller, and you can see in the position status, we have a date from and a date to. These dates are then defaulted in when that position is assigned to a member of staff in the personnel record in the employment tab. You can see them there in the position status section. The problem is you can override this date range, and for example, I could make the date from 2025, I can make the date to 2030, and I could still save that, and there is no validation against the actual position register date range. So what we need is some field validation, and that's where Web Screen Configurator steps in. So let me just put these back to how they were. There we go, and I will go into Web Screen Configurator. So with the personnel screen selected, field validation, I have two field validation setups, one for the date from, one for the date to. There's some SQL, which essentially compares the date from in this field to the date from in the position register, and the same for the date to, based on the matching of the post ID, so the position number. There we go. So it looks at this, checks it against this, and then checks the date from. And if the date from is less than the date from of the position register, it will error. And if the date to is greater than the position register, then that will also error. So let me turn both of those on. Save that. Give the screen a quick clear to refresh and pick up those changes. Now if I go back into the employment tab, select that and then go for a date from less than the position register. There we go. I have an error message at the bottom of the screen. Similarly, if I try and do a date to that is greater than the position register date to, I will also get a date to error. If I try and save that, both of the errors will appear. There we go. Changes not saved, please collect the errors. And there are my two separate errors for the date from and date to. Just be aware that in the field validation, you could also make these warnings. If you wanted something that needed to warn you about something, but you could then continue to save, then that is also an option, as well as the filter to say only apply this validation if. So there we go, a simple solution to a validation problem in Unit 4 ERP solved by Web Screen Configurator. Thanks for watching.